Hey everyone, this is JMC and you're watching another StarCraft 2 Kobold Tribes strategy video. What we'll be looking at here is a typical wand rush. So a wand rush should last anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes before initiating the first battle. If you get to around the 10-minute mark and you still haven't reached your opponent with a wand in hand, regardless if you have armor or a lantern, you should probably back up and try to go further into the Kobold Tribes metagame. Anyway, what you see here is, through this video, I use predictive pathing, which is essential to pulling off a wand rush, but I'll explain that in another video. What you should focus on is making sure that you have your leather, your herb bush, and your elder tree before nightfall at 2 minutes and 20 seconds. I've found my essential items, and I'm going to make those items and then focus on some of the secondary items that you will definitely want if you have the available time to make them during the first night of your rush. Those items being an iron spike, which you can get with a perk, or I could have easily have gotten an iron spike from the stone to the right of me. You're also going to want wool, so when you make your wand you can also make a sleeping bag. And then you're going to want plenty of food. If you're lucky enough you could also get a lantern, but it's very doubtful that by the time night hits you'll be able to make that. It takes 25 seconds to make a wand, so you'll definitely want to keep that into account as well while you're timing your rush. Now, I don't want to throw this off as some sort of always win strategy. It's a decent strategy for pub stomping and even for 5v5s with level 20s only, throwing your enemies off while your allies prepare for a much bigger battle later on. As you can tell, later on I'll have the ability to beat the enemy team hands down, but this is an anomaly. What we can say is that it's clearly a worthwhile strategy to test out if you haven't tried it out already. Still, going back to the actual game, you can see I am using my nighttime to cook up as much food as possible to make sure that it's going to regen my HP. If you were able to pick up some spicy berries and somehow able to get level 3 or 4 before morning, then you could definitely cook some better food. As for morning, right when the rooster crows, make sure that you immediately head out. You don't want to waste any time because you want to make sure you have your stamina up before the second night, which is when you'll use the wolves to your advantage since you'll be outnumbered. I personally level up 5 artisanship and then 10 foraging so that I can spot their campfire during the day. As you can tell, I found their campfire. I wanted to make sure that I had enough stamina before battling. I currently have 54 and I want to get up to around 75 so that you can get enough movement during battle with your iron spike. After getting up to 75, I head out over to an enemy. I get really lucky. Someone was dying already, and I'm able to take his supplies so that I can use it for the battle with the other 3. Now, I'm going to pause it right here, and I want you to pay real close attention to the fact that they have far more stamina than me, and I can't exactly run away. So I should have probably gotten more stamina before I entered this fight. Anyway, I feel that I'm close enough to their camp, so I lay down my spike trap, which you can see right there. And I realize that I'm going to get cold, so I take the supplies that I made sure I had with the stone and wood, and I make myself a campfire. So with the food available and the campfire, I don't have to worry about the cold, and I know that I can, at least for a while, keep my health up. As you know, iron spikes have a little bit of delay when they're getting ready, but once they do get ready, you'll be able to safely stay away from any melee attacks, at least for a little while. Finally, make sure that you attack their campfire as much as possible and focus on the fact that you're trying to stall them rather than kill them. If you do see the advantage to kill them, obviously take it. That's all I have. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have any questions or you feel like there's any way I could improve my videos in the future, make sure you leave those comments and questions down below. I'll see you next time. Oh yeah, one more thing. I already have a lineup ready for videos that will be coming out, but if there's something that you specifically want to see, and maybe I don't have a video ready for publishing, make sure that you send me that as well in either a tweet or a YouTube message, which will be available down in the description. I definitely want to make sure that my content is relevant. Anyway, have a great day.